I don't know, man. I don't see it being any different than being a surrogate anyways. If anything, it'd be easier than just being a surrogate because you won't even know the 9 months you're pregnant or however many months or weeks you're out for.
Subscribe to this channel in case you are watching this channel and have not subscribed.
All right, we have been talking recently a lot about artificial intelligence and what's coming up around the corner. We've been talking a lot about voices being used to say words and sentences that they never said, just being able to steal someone's voices and to create an entire conversation, and just making you aware, because you should be aware of how you might be being manipulated because of technology in the future. Well, something else has also been taking place. You may have heard the term deep fake. And what we are talking about is an artificial intelligence that's used to map someone's face onto someone else's body. So you take perhaps my face or someone else's face and you put it onto someone else's body, and you go, why would somebody want to do that? Well, because they want to make it seem as though that person actually said or did something that they didn't actually say or do, right? And this just recently came up, and I was so sad for this girl after watching the video, and I'm going to play it for you because I think it's important to hear her emotion in this. She is a Twitch streamer who goes by the username QT Cinderella. She is 28 years old, and somebody essentially created a deep fake of her in a porn scene. So you imagine you're 28 years old, you've never engaged in any type of porn, and people, I guess, want to see you in porn, they have fantasies about you, and some creator who has not yet been publicly named, and I do hope that he or she is publicly named because people should shame this person, created a pornography scene of her. And she's positively devastated because she should be positively devastated. And I want you to hear her and her public plea in her own words.
I haven't listened to what she had to say, but maybe it's just a guy thing, or maybe it's just a me thing. But me personally, I don't think I would care about that. I know it's not me. I know they just put my face on somebody, and it kind of weirded me out a little bit, thinking that someone's getting off to my face on someone else's body. But at the same time, like, I know it's not me. I know that I would know that people, if I'm in a position of influence, I would assume that people already do it regardless of my face being on a naked body or not. I just don't, I can see how it could feel. I can see how it could feel like degrading. I just don't think I would really care though, because I know the truth. I know it's not me. But I'll see what she has to say. I just feel like I wouldn't care. But that might be a male thing. It might be a me thing. It might be because I'm not really thinking about it. But I don't think I would care.
If you are able to look at women who are not selling themselves or benefiting off of being seen sexually, they're not benefiting, they're not selling it, they're not platforming it themselves.
That is my fault. I'll rewind it so we can restart. But that is a good point. That if you're profiting off of my identity, then I should be able to get a bag off of that. That'd be the only thing I would care about though. But we'll listen to what she has to say. My fault.
Are benefiting off of being seen sexually. They're not benefiting, they're not selling it, they're not platforming it themselves. If you are able to look at that, you are the problem. You see women as an object. You should not be okay doing that. And it should not be a part of my job to have to pay money to get this stuff taken down. It should not be part of my job to be harassed, to see pictures of me nude spread around. It should not be something that is found on the internet. It shouldn't be. That shouldn't be a part of my job. And the fact that it is exhausting. And the person that made that website, I'm going to sue you. I promise you. With every part of my soul, I'm going to sue you.
Can you?
That's all I have to say.
Would it be fraud?
I know I shouldn't have gone live. But I couldn't do it. I'm so exhausted. And I think you guys need to know what pain looks like. Because this is it. This is what it looks like to feel violated. This is what it looks like to feel taken advantage of. This is what it looks like to see yourself naked against your will being spread all over the internet. This is what it looks like. That's it. That's all I have to say. Goodbye. I don't condone the behavior of anybody involved in this.
Maybe I'm thinking too too far into the future about this, because I'm assuming like it's just gonna be a normal thing about how internet nerds end up taking your face and putting it onto a porn star's body. But so like I can see how she's upset about it so much now, because she might be like one of the first ones that break mainstream media or whatever, and then everyone's just watching her. So I can see how, and then since it's not new, so since it is new to her, I can see how she would feel violated. But I'm thinking in the future to whenever it's just happening to everybody and anybody, to where porn stars are just stunt doubles, you know? I don't know, man. I want to feel empathy for the shit. I want to feel sorry for her. I know that it's fucked up, but at the same time, like, I just feel like it's inevitable at this point in the day and age, you know, whenever they can just take your face and put it on someone's body. I feel like that should have been the first thing people thought about, was that's what's gonna happen. I don't know. I don't know.
She's 100% right, and my heart breaks for her, because this is the ultimate violation. I can't even imagine how she discovered this. I can't even imagine watching yourself in a porn scene that you never were in.
Would suck too.
I can't even imagine knowing that.
That would suck too. The fact that your parents seen it and they're not knowing what, or the people that you love seen it and you not knowing what they're talking about, and then not knowing the context behind the situation. Like, yeah, I could see all that shit sucking, but like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just thinking so far in the future. I just feel like this shit is just gonna be a thing. It's just how we're gonna operate from now on. Even if it's illegal, it's gonna happen.
Somebody took the time to do this, how perverted, the sicko behind this, who did this to someone. And why it's important to talk about this is because this could be done to anyone, right? Someone
I feel
could
like that's
create
why
a
she
deep fake
cares.
of your daughter, and they are a teenager, and they could put them on the internet, and you can see how dark this could go, especially.
I didn't think about the kids. Oh, fuck. I wasn't cringing over it was because of my daughter. I was cringing over the fact that they're so young, and that's so weird, man. Once they, but like, it's just computers are like, they are gonna, we've always thought computers and social media and shit was just evil, but I feel like it's just beginning, man. Because the fact that we're just starting to get to the where we can put our face on bodies, shit, 5-10 years is gonna be just making bodies do whatever the fuck you want. Realistic bodies that you can get off to doing whatever you want, and those bodies could be grown, young, babies. Like, that's fucking. There needs to be laws put around that shit. Definitely. I was thinking in the adult mindset of it happening to adults, but once you start involving kids into it, and then it's just like, what in the fuck?
In a society where we're fighting so much pedophilia, they could create a deep fake of somebody that's not even of age. And to think that this happened to her and she's going to now have to absorb whatever legal fees it is to try to get this taken off the internet. We don't know that it will be taken off the internet because this is a very gray area of law. So there are now growing calls for laws against deepfake technology. And I completely support that, because nobody should have to go through this whatsoever without knowing that they at least have legal ramifications, that they can potentially get this stuff taken down from the web, or at least prosecute the individual behind this. So again, I am hopeful that they do reveal the name of this, that they're able to determine exactly who did this, because this is a person who's got a sick mind. This is not something that needed to be done, and they did it anyway. So I wanted to call that to your attention.
If there's no laws, how can you charge them?
So we have this Norwegian philosopher who has been discussing an organ donor style arrangement so that brain dead women can agree to let their body be used as a surrogate. Now, I want to be clear. I don't want to condemn this woman right away, Dr. Anna Smajdor, because she is an associate professor in philosophy. And what wasn't made clear in this article is whether or not she did this as a philosophical challenge. You know, you write all sorts of weird papers, and when you're in school, if you're the professor, you make people come up with something that you maybe could foresee in the future. Okay, using this philosophical idea, could this happen in the future? And the answer, of course, is yes, it could happen in the future. Right now, you can become an organ donor. When you get your license, you can hit yes or no, and you can decide that when you die, your body parts can be used to keep somebody else alive. So what she is saying is that maybe perhaps following that exact same train of philosophy, that we might one day say to people, okay, if I'm on life support and my body is still good, but my brain is dead, you can sign me up to be a surrogate mom. She argues that women would avoid the pregnancy health risks, such as high blood pressure, along with any emotional trauma as a result of complications. And it tackles the problem of a lack of surrogates. So if people would agree to allow their brain dead bodies to be used, other women would benefit this. Again, this is completely sick and completely twisted.
I don't think it's that sick. I need to. I'm covering her face. My fault. I'm new to this streaming shit. My fault. I don't think it's. I mean, it's sick if you think about it. Like, yeah, it's sick, but it's the same thing as donating your organs. Like, they're gonna take you off life support early because your organs are still well and alive, and they can help people survive. So I just don't see why they wouldn't do the same thing for surrogates. I'm not saying every single brain dead person. I'm saying people that sign that little contract, like how you are to be an organ donor. It's really not that fucking crazy to me. Maybe I'm wrong. If whoever is watching wants to tell me, like, maybe I'm wrong, I'm all ears. But I feel like it's the same thing as donating your organs, if not less extreme. Like, you are still alive. You could still possibly come back to life while someone uses your organs while you're not. Well, I guess you kind of are, but like, while you're not knowledgeable about it. I don't know. It sounds weird as fuck, but so does donating your organs, don't it? Oh, I thought I stopped my stream. I was gonna be so mad.
But it's, to me, not a far shot, because everything has become so sick and has become so twisted, and women are becoming more and more, especially in the trans era, of being just seen as objects. Right? There's just something about it. It's like, I can have that. It can be mine. You are nothing. There's nothing special about you. There's nothing special about being a woman. And you could just see very quickly us getting to a place in society where people feel that this would be unacceptable, that there's no moral question here. And of course there's a moral question here. Of course there's a moral question. The concept of a woman, for vanity reasons, wanting to use a brain dead woman to hold their fetus is completely sick and completely disgusting.
Like, I just
under her theory, brain dead.
I really just don't see it being any different from donating your organs. Like, it's the same thing. It's if you want to say that donating your ovaries or whatever to host a sperm to be a baby is any different from stealing your organs, I don't see how it's any different at all. I feel like if you think the surrogate shit is sick, then you should think organ donating is sick. Yeah, I don't know.
Dead women would be used as surrogates if they had consented to do so. Beforehand, it would involve putting embryos into these women's uteruses until birth. She wrote this in Theoretical Medicine and Bioethics. So again, I think this was posited as a theory. And she thought that it was rather surprising that there's no country that allows women to donate their bodies for surrogacy after brain death, an idea that was first touted by medics in 2000. So here it comes. It'll probably happen first, if I had to guess, in Belgium, followed by Canada, and places that seem to have removed morality altogether from medicine. And then, of course, always, and the debates will end up.
It's the person's choice. It's the person. I mean, I guess they'll be brain dead, but like, they would be brain dead if they're an organ donor. It's the person's choice. Like, I don't know, man. I don't see it being any different than organs. I understand maybe it's because I'm a male and I don't understand the ins and outs of pregnancy. But if you're brain dead, I don't see you understanding the ins and outs of pregnancy. I guess it will be weird waking up knowing that you already had a baby and you gave it away, but at the same time, you consented to it before. You wrote a contract saying, I will give my ovaries, or I don't know what it would be. I would be a surrogate for people in need if I do go in critical condition and I'm on life support and I'm possibly about to die. Like, I don't know, man. I don't see it being any different than being a surrogate anyways. If anything, it'd be easier than just being a surrogate because you won't even know the 9 months you're pregnant or however many months or weeks you're out for.
In America. All right, guys, the next portion of the show is going to be available exclusively on Daily Wire Plus. I'm going to be answering your questions.
Yeah, so that's going to be the end of that video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please like the video. If you got anything to say about the video, anything to say to me, let me know down below. And if you fuck with your boy, will y'all please give me a subscription? With that said, deuces.
Grinding, bro, you grinding when you ain't hating, get your guap. There's grown men out here with kids and they ain't never spent a dollar. You's a lame nigga with no brain, nigga. Money never made me change, nigga. I'm the same nigga. Free big talk about that cage, nigga. He a grave nigga. Work the block just like a slave, nigga. I'm a maid, nigga. Put my team on till we pay, niggas. And I ain't stopping till we